Welcome back, episode 123 of Revisited, and we are talking about Demon Slayer again. The last time we actually did a Demon Slayer for proper Revisited has been a couple of months, really. So we're talking about Zenitsu Agatsuma, Demon Slayer's greatest lesson, in parentheses, character discussion. But oh no. His face by the screenshot you sent doesn't have a
harsh reviews.
Harsh reviews.
I looked up obviously the name of the thing because description boys.
Yep.
And the next video is unexpected life lessons from Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. And then the next one was the life lessons of Demon Slayer, a powerful and heartfelt anime. What the is all of this?
What happened? Did we miss some discourse at some point? Because this is not an argument we've heard, at least not frequently.
What are those? I mean, they're both obviously going to the
empathy.
Well, I don't know about this one.
Yes, especially since it's centered around Zenitsu.
No. I'm talking about one of the videos because he's liable to get made fun of.
Yeah,
These
that's not gonna
animals,
happen.
So I'm not gonna add that.
No, keep that.
But
one
I will
off the
add the other one.
There we go. Perfect.
We are not monsters.
We try our best to protect people.
The best that we can. But we can't against these monsters.
They're legitimate animals. There's nothing we can do. It's not our fault. #Phil.
So, do you think...
No.
Manga boys?
No.
No?
No.
It's easy to say that.
Because it's typically accurate.
Yes. Obviously. It's the safe bet.
Yes! And I'm making it. No. Like,
just straight cowardice. Just
it's not cowardice. It's
no. There's no second thought. It's like no.
There are.
Well, of course not.
There are 95 black and 5 red on the table. You coward. You won't go for it. Pays out the same. Just put it on black.
Just have a little fun. Live a little, mother. You just no discussion or anything. Just like back and forth. Like, oh, but maybe this guy. No. All right, no but. Yes and no. This doesn't work. This was not the agreed upon situation that we've had.
No period. There is no further discussion to be had here.
I talked about this before when Liam Neeson was going to be in Airplane, but he had a very fantastic sketch with Ricky Gervais. It was just like, let's do some improv. He goes, I'm gonna be a hypochondriac and you're gonna be a doctor. He goes, and he walks in the room and Ricky Gervais goes, oh, not you again. He goes, this is my first time here. He's like, but you're a hypochondriac. We didn't agree on that as my character. And it's like, what? There's no but boy.
Description boys.
Yeah,
well, description boys.
Demon Slayer is a super fun.
Is it?
Demon Slayer is just super fun with a great cast of lovable characters like Tanjiro, Inosuke, Nezuko, Rengoku, and the list goes on. Not really. No. One of my favorite characters is one that many think is annoying, including me at one point. However, as I found out his story, I couldn't help but be inspired by this young, jittery, eccentric young man, Zenitsu. This video is about how he inspired me and what I think the author's intent with this character was. Enjoy.
Maybe Manga Boys.
No, I don't think so.
Oh no, the bets have flipped.
I don't see. What could you be inspired by?
I was gonna say his willingness to try, but he doesn't.
Yeah, no. It is not there.
No. The only thing I could think of is manga boys, which would be not running away from responsibility.
Absolutely, but that's one singular thing in a 300 plus chapter manga.
Yeah.
That's not enough to be like, this character inspired me.
Especially if you're not manga boys.
I do not.
Well, let's see. Get into it.
Over the years, we've seen many anime characters that classify as annoying. Characters that are too loud or obnoxious or idealistic to the point of irritation. Sometimes this is done for no reason, or for comedic attempts that just don't work. Sometimes we can see where those characters are coming from.
No.
I think he's marking Foxy as one of the positives.
But it's hard to tell when you just show things.
Sometimes we can see where those characters are coming from, but we still hate them because of what their role is in this story.
No, I love Foxy.
Yeah. I don't see where Foxy is coming from. He's just a piece of shit.
Maybe he means because they're the bad. No, because this would just be he's a bad person. That's why we would hate Foxy, not the role he plays or whatever.
Yeah, it's all about him being annoying, but we understand where he's coming from. So that's simply not Foxy.
Yet, only once really, have I seen an annoying character that I can not only relate to, but be inspired by.
You cannot, so you clearly watched One Piece. You can't relate to Usopp, who people framed as annoying.
Yeah.
You can't relate to Asta, who you framed as annoying, and be inspired by Asta.
Yeah,
I would be way more inspired by Asta.
I want to know, what is it about the other annoying characters that you don't find inspiring or relatable?
Yeah.
And what do you find annoying about them? You say that maybe they're loud, but that's not all that Asta is.
It is if all you consumed is Giga Bush.
It is if all you... But
not manga boys.
Yeah, we're in the not manga boys train.
A character that not only faces a problem I've faced many times in my life, but also has something in him that I wish I had. A character that may be frustrating to watch on the surface, but as you learn more about him, you realize that he has a lot more depth than you think. There is a purpose to his personality, and once you come to understand that purpose, you kind of want to root for him. Not only...
That is literally Usopp. That is literally Asta. What are you talking about?
We'll see once he starts to explore it properly. But I'm on the edge.
Not only that, he also taught me a lesson that stuck with me and helped me a lot in my own life. A lesson that I would say is Demon Slayer's greatest.
Pause.
What's the lesson?
I was thinking that.
And the only thing I can think of is empathy. But I don't understand how Zenitsu would embody that. Unless he's talking about the one moment with Nezuko where he protected the box.
Which is his good moment.
He probably has one more in there somewhere.
You've seen it, you've read it. Why are you making assumptions like that? Like you don't know what's coming up.
You can't ask me to remember every Zenitsu moment. You can't.
I feel like you will remember good moments from him. Because he wasn't there for one arc. So that's just completely done.
Arc.
The Hashira training arc was like 10 chapters and he was in the tail end. He was only in a couple of moments in the final arc.
The thing would be, though, it would need to be really good moments to stick out for me. Not just kind of good, bro. And I don't doubt...
Because there's none.
Maybe.
Once he starts fighting, he's somebody else.
Yeah, he's a whole nother... And we're not exploring that.
No, at all.
Like, it's never been
He didn't read a comic and was just like, this is who I want to be.
Subconsciously.
There's nothing like that.
Of course, I'm talking about our scaredy cat demon slayer, Zenitsu Agatsuma.
Manga boys.
We are a minute and 24 seconds into this 14-minute video, and he has not explained frame one why he feels this way.
I think that is lead up, and he has
that is a lot of lead up.
He has plenty of time to do so.
When we're first introduced to Zenitsu, he doesn't seem all that capable. He keeps craving attention, crying.
This isn't when we were first introduced to him, first off.
He is one of like 4 people that get past that exam.
Yes. So that seems like he's pretty capable.
In one way or another, he's capable.
He is here. He is the exact same. We've seen what Tanjiro had to go through. We see all the people that did not make it. So he is at least capable on the surface.
And is scared of anything that pertains to his job, demon slaying. He is quite the contrast to our main character, Tanjiro, who is willing to go through extremely dangerous situations in order to accomplish.
This is the reverse, Gavin. Can you speed this up a little bit? Because he's the antagonist to our main hero. It's just like, it's taking a long time to get to where we need to get to.
His goal. However, I think this was done on purpose. Zenitsu was meant to be.
I think this was done on purpose. There is no reason to think that this was done on accident.
Yeah, there's. Whoops! I made a character. And is he gonna say? And I understand we should let him actually say it, but is good to have different types of characters, not all of them just being gung ho. But it's pretty basic storytelling to make different characters with different goals and different attitudes.
Yeah, it's like in Inosuke, I'd say Inosuke is more of the opposite of Zenitsu than Tanjiro. Because Inosuke is gung-ho, let's go get after everything. And Zenitsu's like, no, let's hang back. Let's not go get after anything.
But this isn't his argument. This is just the assumption.
He literally said he's the opposite of Tanjiro, and
I understand.
And it's literally not.
But he's going to expand on that and
accomplish his goal. However, I think this was done on purpose. Zenitsu was meant to be underestimated by not only the characters in the show, but also us, the viewers.
Pause. He's not underestimated, I think. I think that he is he's not very strong. Because the first thing that we see is we got Drum Demon, we got 2 other demons of unknown strength.
Yep.
Drum Demon at least was a former
Hashira.
I'm not Hashira. I was about to say Hashira as well.
That's crazy.
That was on my list. Moon. So we got that. We got Tanjiro beating a former Moon. But this guy was taken out with a single strike. So we don't know how strong this guy is.
Yeah. The people that he's beaten is a spider demon. Who knows who the strength is. He might just be a time off up type of dude. And can poison him. Yeah. This unknown demon during the Drum Demon, he helped with the upper moon, and then it's like the final battles.
Yeah. Oh, he also helped on the train. There was a bunch of little demons on the train.
But again, that's a little demons.
There's
he's
nothing,
taking out henchmen.
And again, there's nothing to underestimate because he is here of all those other people. And then once we see future knowledge, obviously, but we see Kanao and
Aoi.
Not Aoi. Aoi was already gone.
Well, what are you talking about?
The 4 people that made it.
Okay.
And Gintaro, whatever.
Genya.
Gunman. We see how strong they are, so you can just go, okay, it takes a lot to pass that. Orokodaki said that it takes a lot to pass that. We've seen 2 people that died during that definitively. So we know that you can die, and he did not die. So we can't be like, oh, this is just some weak guy.
And not just underestimated. I think Zenitsu was written so that he would get under our skin. We were supposed to think of him as a loser, a crybaby who couldn't accomplish anything.
And he is
Yes.
that. Sleep form is a whole different person.
Yeah. This is not him nutting up. This is not him going, I need to do this. This is him passing out and then essentially being possessed.
Literal puppeted.
I can't be like, Zenitsu is awesome for doing this. I'm saying actions are happening with Zenitsu's body. That's all that's going on here. This isn't a character once he goes to sleep. This is just an avatar for action.
I think the mangaka wanted to explain to us a certain idea that Zenitsu's character was a victim of. And that would be the idea that most people will only see you for what's on the surface. They don't.
Yes, because that's the first thing they're gonna see.
When you first thing I see is you sexually harassing a girl, I'm like, okay, that's not somebody I want to flip, maybe. And what's underneath that? What is underneath that scared, yelly, girl crazy person? What else is there to Zenitsu that we see definitively? He wants to be brave, but he doesn't put himself into situations.
Even want to be brave?
His dream tells me that he wants to at least be celebrated.
That has nothing to do with bravery.
It could be he wanted to be celebrated for doing actions that could be perceived as brave.
Does he want to be a hero? Or does he just want a statue?
Yes, it's kind of a difference between going into a burning building and rescuing people and already being in that burning building. It's like, well, I'm leaving anyway, so I'll grab you.
Yes.
Yeah. You're a hero in both cases, but
there is a difference.
You put yourself in harm going into that building in the fire. But it was just like, I gotta go, and you can come with me, I guess.
Know or care about what goes on the inside. That's exact.
I'm sorry, what?
Only see you for what's on the surface. They don't know or care about what goes on the inside.
They don't know because they don't know you. Mm-hmm. And if they did know you, perhaps they'd care. And if they don't care, then if they know you and they don't care about what's going on inside, them.
You can only go so far with somebody. You can't just sit there and just go, I need to like you. No, at a certain point, you just go, no, we just not vibing, and you rock it. You just rock out.
That's exactly what Zenitsu had to deal with as a child. And I think the author was trying to get us, the viewers, to treat him exactly like that.
Did we ever see
that Asta? Isn't that Usopp? You just noted.
I don't think we've ever seen Child Zenitsu.
The closest you can get is him training, and maybe that was like 6 months before he went into his.
He looks the same. But yeah, like you said, it's the same for other characters. It is a surface level, but who just stay? Oh, they're a cowardly little piss baby, and it's like, no, that's all they are. Like, no, it's pretty obvious that. Why is this the lesson that he learned to not judge a book by its cover? And
inspired him to reach out more to people so they would learn what's inside instead of just.
This is like third grade stuff.
Some people just need that lesson at some point, and they just never got it before.
But how do you not get it? You look at black people generally do not like rock music and stuff like that. If you statistics.
There is somebody on Twitter in the FGC that is, I'm listening to white people music, and a bunch of people are like, hey, listen to this white people music. And he's in his 30s, and it's cause, like you said, they generally don't listen to it.
Like, name some black rock musicians. You got Hootie and the Blowfish guy.
Hey, and Straight Line Stitch, the lead singer, Alexia, and give me my.
Yeah, you can on one hand you can name them. You can name the people that you know. If you look them up, you obviously just go, oh, I guess It's like the drummer from in King Crimson in '83.
Oh my God!
He rocked up on stage.
You never gave this up. Yeah, just wheeled in. The drum set is being wheeled and been drumming. Just that tone.
Just quieter. As he's getting wheeled off stage.
And somebody else just coming in. They're all just playing a section of the song.
But yeah, you can look them up and just go. But you would look at it. You go to a rock concert and see.
Not Alexia. Sorry.
You go to rock concerts. You a black guy. You just go, oh.
Yeah, when we were going to Vans Warped Tour, you could probably count a dozen black people at most. At most.
So
I think I saw one other when I went to go see Taproot.
And it's just like, I don't see how in your life, again, this may not be exactly what the argument is, or what the what the lesson and the inspiration was, but I don't see how you could go. Sounds fairly old, at least above 16.
I would assume so.
I don't see how you could go through some 10 years of schooling at the very least and not just go judging books by its covers and all. But again, might not be the argument. I might just be talking out of my cheeks. Might just be fighting ghosts.
Hallucinations.
Rocks that inspire. Shut the oh my goodness.
And then
make the video, cuck.
He's so scared of it. And then they're like, oh, he's turning on Inosuke. And it's just like, you dumb. He was always the same character.
So what else are you going to turn on? Because the series is the series. You's defending this. Once he rearranged his heart, you defended that as him just being a mountain boy and boys and then a mountain boy. You defended this. Pieces, you're an adult. This isn't us going, hey, yo, Dragon Ball is the hypest at age 9.
Yes.
And then at age...
Trying Kamehamehas at age 12.
Yeah, at age 17, 18, just going, nah, this kind of sucks. You
hey, let's get that Naruto. And then like age 23, you're like, Naruto kind of sucks.
Nope, definitively based upon my anime list. 2008, I said that Naruto sucks. So I was 18.
All right.
The large part of season 1 by giving us only his annoying side.
Not Manga Boy.
Not Manga Boys, obviously, but the large part of season 1, we got 2 fights from him, which is the same for Inosuke. Yeah, the exact same for Inosuke.
And as far as his showing his annoying side, in season 2, the only thing that they had was take your hand off that girl. But that's no different. That's even worse than the get kicked for the box thing. It's not even as good as that.
Yeah, because you could say that, yo, he's going up against an upper moon, but like we said, he didn't know that was an upper moon.
By only giving us what's on the surface.
No way! No way! He's going... It was a purposeful surface rendering of Zenitsu, and then we slowly peel the layers back as we get to ingratiate, and it was done on purpose. There's no way this is the argument. Absolutely 0% way.
The absolutely 100% way.
Put it on red.
But before we get to that part of his character, let's talk about the more obvious reason for which we're supposed to underestimate Zenitsu. It's something we find out halfway through season 1, when a little kid's life is endangered. There is no one around but Zenitsu, and he's scared out of his mind. And so he passes out from sheer shock.
And he never once draws his sword.
Nope.
From what I remember. He doesn't try to defend himself. He has definitively been trained while he's awake for this. He knows he has a sword that can kill the demon. So you can either run and hopefully get away, or you can fight. But he chooses to run. He doesn't even choose to try to fight, from what I remember.
Of course.
As the demon approaches the child, all hope seemingly lost, we find out why we were meant to underestimate this guy.
Because he's a demon slayer slaying an unknown strength demon. Wow. He can do his literal job. Wow.
He's here for a reason. We don't see people squeaking through the final exams, the final selection exam.
If you're not strong enough to be a demon slayer, but you still get through, I'd count that as a sneaking through.
We don't know the situation to which she...
Why did she pass that?
How did she pass that?
It feels like there should be more than just don't get caught and eaten for like 3 days.
But you would think that there'd be some sort of checks and balances, but there's none because there's this big hand demon that's just in there. So they're just throwing in demons. And
New demons. And then here you go, humans. Let's see you get
there's
out.
30 of these muff and 4 of them made it out. Well, that means that demons are in there eating and getting stronger. So next time, you better hope that the people coming in are even stronger, or you're going to have less people coming out.
Because Zenitsu is ridiculously powerful.
He's not. That is just factually inaccurate.
He has one style, one thing that he can do.
He is very fast, and he can cut off the head of a demon, because that's what demon slayers do.
And it's extremely situational. Because what if that demon, as he was falling out, descended on him? It was just this slow crawling, enough time that he's knocked out, and his subconscious can take over ... or whatever's happening. So that means that this is an extremely situational moment that he becomes of moderate strength. And we just have to just go, okay, in 7 days in the woods, each and every time that he came across somebody, this happened. And they never just descended upon him.
He utilizes the thunder breathing style, but more importantly, only seems to be able to activate it when he's asleep. And so...
Why?
Hey,
if you were a manga boy, you would know that there's no seeming about it. He does it, I think, once while awake, and then he creates a whole new form.
Yeah, boy.
What are we doing here? What are we doing out here with this bush?
We're explaining the inspiration behind Zenitsu and
it can't
lightning
be that.
and hooray.
Until now, the guy we believe to be utterly useless.
No.
He's already proven himself useful by protecting the box. Oh, no, this is after that. Yeah, you're right.
Is suddenly the strongest of the 3 protagonists.
Yo, that's crazy.
That you saying an awful lot. Number 1 of the 3 protagonists, Inosuke is not a protagonist at this point. I don't think he even fought the other demon. We don't know what he can do. And if we do know what he can do, he just did some slashes. I don't think that he faced a whole lot of oppression either.
Tanjiro took out a former moon with a broken leg. I think he might be a little bit stronger.
So you look at this situation, demon with long tongue, cut off head. You look at the other one, the entire room is spinning and you got to get your bearings. And once you get your bearings, this dude starts acting like a King Crimson drummer and just starts in super fast. So then it's even more disorientation and he has to get himself right for that. So this is not he's being the strongest. The fastest? Absolutely. But you can't say that he's the strongest because number 1, again, like we said, it's extremely situational.
Yep.
And he can only do one thing until he can do other things.
No, he can still only do that one for the most part.
But it's modified.
But it's better. It's strong. It's Godspeed. Godspeed times 1,000.
And what is Godspeed exactly? Well, it's not a new form. It's just him doing it. It's fine, whatever.
It's just him doing it better.
It's Thunderclap and Flash 8-fold. Oh, you're just doing it 8 times then. So you can do modifications of this thing. So why not just have it be other things? Why can you modify this thing, but you can't learn the other techniques?
But that would go into why we'd have to learn why people can't learn certain things in the Demon Slayer
And
world.
we're just not interested in talking about that. Clearly,
No,
obviously,
no, because him the strongest. Look at the.
but he's not though.
These types of switch-ups are something I absolutely enjoy, and it's just a trope that personally appeals to me. I like Zenitsu
That's
ever
fine.
since this reveal. However, it's understandable if people were still annoyed by him even after this, because that is
Yeah, because the quote-unquote cool factor of literal 30 seconds doesn't detract from the 37 episodes we gotta deal with the Screaming Man.
Cool guy Zenitsu is 2 minutes here maybe, and then another 2 minutes maybe with the spider dude, and then for the rest of it is this.
For all of Zenitsu's screen time, would you say a third is even cool guy Zenitsu sleeping?
I think
The final arc, yeah, it really hurt it.
but he's awake. Number one.
No. When he's fighting against Muzan, he's asleep.
Is he?
Yeah, that's when he starts talking to people. He has his eyes closed.
I don't remember that. I zoned out for that. But I think the Daki fight really helps because that was a long fight and he was asleep for most of it, for all of it.
core, Zenitsu still seemed to be a whiny kid, and we
No,
really
he
didn't know
is.
why. Later
Manga
on
boys?
in episode 17, as Zenitsu is facing off against the
he
spider,
almost said the word.
The forbidden number.
The forbidden number Exodia just comes out this month. Oh, she said it.
demon, we finally get an introspective look into his character. This fight single-handedly made me go from liking Zenitsu as a quirky member of the crew to being inspired by him. Once again, as the battle begins, Zenitsu...
Look at this! Dude, I'm getting annoyed just with... He sucks.
is cowering in fear and constantly complaining about having to fight demons. Obviously, the spider mocks him for this and doesn't take him seriously. As the fight progresses, Zenitsu is poisoned and is told by the demon that he will turn into one of his minions. Zenitsu doesn't take that well and breaks down, causing him to go into his badass sleep state. However, the battle isn't really going his way, and here we actually get to see what Zenitsu thinks about, well, himself. And
As he's
obviously,
sleeping?
he doesn't have a positive outlook. Rather, he hates himself and knows exactly what he needs to change. But it's not that easy. And this...
Does he hate himself, or is he just recognizing his terrible traits?
Yeah, which are terrible traits. But then what you would do is work to improve that. And we don't see Zenitsu doing that.
No, he just screams that these are my bad traits and I suck.
The best that you could say is, yes, he does engage in the training, but then he just goes, girls, auga.
Yeah.
brings us to that idea I mentioned a little while back, which is how Zenitsu was treated as a child by almost everyone he came across. Being
Any examples? Is he gonna show the people treating him this way? Because
You
I
got
don't
that
believe
one
that happened.
dude.
Yeah, it's his co-pupil, who was a piece of and became a demon later.
Yeah, because he's a piece of
But him saying people would mark multiple. Unless he's just using the royal people to mean anybody that's not Zenitsu.
I didn't have any parents, so no one ever expected anything of me. No one dreamed of a future for me where I could latch on to something and fulfill a dream. Being useful to someone, spending my whole life alone as I protect others, even a humble future, making others happy. No one dreamed of even that. When I failed and cried out and then ran away, people thought, oh, he's no good, and moved on. Thank you for telling me this in just a narration instead of letting us see it. You see, he's just sitting here crying as people walk away. This is not enough to be like, oh, look at these people. I don't feel for this. Because this is just his experience of what happened. It could have just been people like, hey, Zenitsu, let's go. And Zenitsu just goes, no, I don't want to go over there. And it's like, yeah, let's just leave him alone. And then he's just like, why don't people like me? We don't know objectively what happened because is narrating like nobody ever believed in me. It could have been people believing in him, but then giving up when he doesn't apply himself.
And then somebody does believe in him, and he don't even give a about it really.
He doesn't apply himself.
He doesn't go, I'm gonna prove myself to you. You believed in me, and I'm gonna show you that your belief was worthwhile.
No, he just go, I'm scared of doing this. He goes, Gramps forced me to be here. In the final exam.
Yes.
An orphan and having no one around him that cared about him was not a good mix for someone with Zenitsu's personality. Whenever he would be scared or got clingy because he just wanted someone to be there for him, he would get shooed away. Often when you act a certain way that's annoying on the surface...
Again, we're being told this. We don't see any examples of that other than that one dude who literally became a demon.
For this, there's just people there's children going away. We don't know how adults treated them. We know this group of 4 children walked away from him.
We don't know if he failed at something and he's crying and then they walk away, or he didn't fail at something and he's just crying and they're annoyed by him. We don't know if he was being picked on. We don't know what this situation is. So I can't feel sad for him. I can't feel inspired when he goes past this moment because I don't know what this moment is.
And does he even go past this moment? Because for the most part, he's still just this guy.
Until his mentor literally kills himself.
People around you who don't understand your circumstances will treat you terribly or just leave.
Yeah, kids will definitely do that. Kids, even if they know your circumstances, will treat you terribly. Kids are terrible.
Or just leave you. It's not what you'd want them to do, but life is cruel sometimes, and that left Zenitsu not only alone, but constantly hating himself for what he'd become.
Pause.
Then change! Then do your best to change! Don't just always be that guy! It would be so much different if he turned around and went, no, I'm gonna do this, and then he got beaten to unconsciousness and became super strong again during the spider fight or whatever next fight. But that does not happen.
Spider demons, and his first instinct is to run. There is no, I need to show these people that I'm different. I need to prove them wrong. It is simply run until he gets knocked out and then he gets taken over. We don't know if this unconscious thing is somebody that he wants to be, that he's aspiring to be. We don't know if he read a book about the Lightning Hashira and was just like, I want to be like him. And that's how the Lightning Hashira was in his young age. So he's aspired him to be him like that.
And subconsciously, he's just mirroring his personality, his stripe.
We don't know. So I can't be inspired for him going forward and doing things when I don't understand it.
When you don't really understand where he came from.
Hating himself for what he'd become. People around him were calling him useless, crybaby, and all these horrible things.
Yeah, the one person.
Kids do that. And again, kids suck. And then the one adult we see interact with them goes, you're not useless.
And also, he is a crybaby.
And he is a crybaby. And he is useless.
He is these things.
So don't be these things. There's a, you're not caught up in Liar Satsuki, so I'm not going to say anything. Don't roll your eyes, because
I didn't. Oh, wait, I did.
Trying to argue against me for something I just saw you do. And you recognize you did. Just knowing it. Craig on South Park flipping the bird like, no, I didn't. Mother, oh yes, you did.
I clearly did. Because I rolled my eyes. I was like, oh, the poster fell down. I'm like, no, I didn't roll my eyes. I was like, yeah, I did. Why did I just lie? What was my first instinct to lie?
But yes, something very, I recognize what's going on, so I'm going to change myself happens. That's not what happens with Zenitsu. as until the literal death of his master because of embarrassment from his other pupil becoming a demon. He never goes, oh, it's time to do this.
He's training with literal Hashiras. He can do the gourd blowing up thing. That's something that not
Total
too many
concentration
people can do.
breathing.
He's gone up in ranks. But throughout all those months and things, he never trained to do his one technique while he was awake. He never got braver when he went out and assumedly slayed other demons on missions. Apparently not. And we just have to accept that. And I don't think it is good to just go from until he has a big moment, he can't do anything. And that big moment is the death of the one person that believed in him. It's not good to do that.
People were annoyed by him, just like how we were. Annoyed by a little child who had nowhere to go and no one to turn to.
Pause.
This made him
So why did you not act in a way that you would believe that people would want you to act? Fake a smile. Don't be that scaredy cat. Because like I said, we don't know the situation that he's crying in. We don't know if it's just like, hey, we found a demon corpse over there. Let's go poke it with a stick. Or we can't even say that because they disintegrate after they die.
Yeah. Yeah. It wouldn't be a corpse.
So what? What was he crying about?
Let's cross this river.
What was he scared of? I don't know.
believe that he was useless. Imagine being alone your whole life.
He is useless. He might be useless. The people perceive him to be useless. What is his use?
He's personally being trained by a former Hashira. And he can do naught but one thing.
He's got nothing to show for it.
Yes. What's the use here?
Life, not being taught how to deal with fear, much less be confident. While
you taught to deal with fear, you just get over that shit. Nobody sits you down and don't be afeared.
What did we see of Tanjiro? Tanjiro went, I don't want to kill this person because I'm too nice. And then the next time that we see him, he's cutting demons' heads off. He got over his, I'm too nice to kill this thing. Because he knew that the situation will come where these mobs got to die. And the situation is now. He got over that. We've got a definitive person going, this is an issue solved. Was it done well? Absolutely not. But it was done. So for Zenitsu, it can be done. But it's just not.
People also constantly shit on you. That's who Zenitsu is at his core. He is aware of his weaknesses. He knows that being—
I want to change. I want to become a competent person.
And what are you doing?
And what are you doing? What is he doing to do that? Just screaming, I want to be rich. Well, what are you doing to enrich yourself? That says nothing to the guy.
Yeah. I don't care about a character crying about how they want to be better.
Be better!
This is the Usopp moment of rubbing dirt on himself and just going, I tried my best, Nami.
Don't cry.
I'm not hurt too bad. He just goes, am I doing? This is that moment.
It's the moment of Asta just going, my arms are gone, and everyone's like, he's gonna be so sad, he's gonna be down, we have to do something, and he just goes, I don't give a shit that my arms don't work, I'll fight with my feet, let's rock it.
All these cowardly characters have that big nut up moment. But what is his big nut up moment? He passes out and he does the thing that he always does.
Scared is not the way he should approach things, but he's known no other way to live. No wonder being asleep is when his powers awaken, because that's the only time when he has no fears, no nerves.
But wouldn't you have fears in a world with demons that come out at night, that when you're asleep, they could kill you? Wouldn't that be an additional fear? Because you definitely know that they are real.
If Zenitsu can feel pain, I feel like he should be able to feel fear in his sleep.
He's able to talk. He's able to make strategies.
So I don't see how he just doesn't feel fear anymore.
It's just not an explored thing. It's just we have to accept that he's just this awesome guy when he falls asleep and just not think about the implications of it.
I would have even accepted a dual personality thing where while he's awake, he was Kid Zenitsu, and when he's unconscious, he created a persona in his dreams or whatever. I would have accepted that. I don't give a just explain this. Just explain why he can.
Just explain it. It's just that simple. But we just don't get it.
Too much of Demon Slayer is, it just is what it is. Why can't he do this? It just is what it is. Why can't he learn the other forms? It just is what it is.
Quite literally detached from the real world when in that state.
He can still make strategies and talk and bleed.
And feel pain, but not wake up when he feels that pain. His legs were broken. And he didn't wake up. I guess.
I think the author intentionally wanted to make us feel like those people who poorly treated Zenitsu, unknowing of the nature of his situation. I don't know.
Okay, he had a terrible childhood, but he is this person now.
Serial killers have bad childhoods. You can feel, hey, dang, that sucks, but maybe don't eat people, homie. Maybe
at some point the line is over.
You made the choice to consume that individual,
and now I can't really rock with anything that's going on in your past.
Sorry, but there was a line that we could have been cool, but you was cooking homeboy up, and I'm like,
and you tried to serve it to other people, like
you wouldn't take no thank you as an answer, obviously, but so we just not friends no more. Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, I'm doxing you.
Yeah, I'm calling you out. Yeah, I know he was eating people. Yeah, I'm implicating myself.
I don't know about you, but I certainly felt guilty. After learning...
I didn't feel about guilt.
Yeah, no.
Because this is still that annoying character. I just know that he had a sad past now, but it doesn't detract from who he is at this current moment, which is a crybaby crawling up the tree, just crying and screaming, saying I want to be better, and then passing out and doing the thing, and then the next arc screaming and crying, and then doing the thing.
About his past and understanding how he feels about himself, how he is aware of his weaknesses, I truly felt bad about my presumptions of him.
Yes, he's aware of them! Then change them! Get stronger!
There is no presumptions. This is this character. We just now know why he is this character. Doesn't change the fact that he is still this character.
Particularly because I could relate to him to an extent. I know this feeling of having a fear of something, knowing that—
oh my god, humans feel fear, so I am. Dude, why are all the other cowards or screaming or annoying characters any different? You don't get annoying sometimes? You don't get screamy sometimes? You don't feel that fear of those cowards sometimes?
I hope Harsh Reviews?
Yes.
I hope Harsh Reviews talks about what his fear is, and then talks about how he overcomes it, and then realizes that Zenitsu is not working to overcome it because he is hashtag not manga boys.
Well, he is most certainly not manga boys.
that it's not that bad, but not knowing a way out. It becomes a habit, a lifestyle, and before long, you just don't know how to fix it.
And then he fixed it on a dime. He got a letter and went, I'm not that character no more.
I'm not inspired by a character just going, I don't know how to get out of this situation where I'm surely going to die because I'm poisoned and surrounded by demons. And then he essentially wakes up with the problem being solved.
I'm not inspired by a character. Even if you want to extrapolate that he's talking about himself, I don't know how to get out of this situation. I am not inspired by a character that isn't trying to get out of that situation. I don't know how to go legit and get out of the drug game. Well, stop selling drugs first and then work.
Participating in the system that you want to get out of.
However, in life, there might be a handful of people that you come across that see you for more than what's on display. After a long time of being alone, Zenitsu meets a man named Jigoro. The man who sees Zenitsu as more than a crybaby. The man who sees a lonely child looking for someone to be his friend. Someone to give him a purpose for once in his life.
This is all your assumptions. We get none of this. This is a single panel in the manga.
Well, you can't blame him for that because he is hashtag not manga boys.
Obviously, hashtag not manga boys. And yes, I can blame him for that. Because you're using all that you can, and all that you have is just this manga panel that's going, why did he get him? Well, he sees him for more than what he is. Based on what?
Yeah.
Based on just purely your assumption.
My analysis.
Yeah, but you can extrapolate anything that you want from this of why he wanted to get him.
Yeah,
maybe
and
he
now
was
I'm
like
extrapolating this.
Maybe
what's the problem?
The grandpa was a scared kid, so he sees more. He sees that in him.
Mm.
We don't know.
But then why did he take on the other guy?
Maybe he just runs an orphanage. We don't know. So to be definitively like, this is why this mom did it.
The man who is a former Hashira, who makes Zenitsu his student and teaches him the most important lesson in Demon Slayer. As we find out in Zenitsu's current battle against the spider, he only knows one technique, the first form of thunder breathing. He's still really powerful, even being able to react to his opponent in mid-air. However, the effect...
Yeah, we're just cool with this.
Yeah, we're just cool with this.
How did he do that? What did he do?
He did it.
What are we talking about?
He used thunder to kick off of the air.
No, I don't. Thunder is not a real element when they do these things. So what did he do?
Remains. Zenitsu only knows one attack, and how far could that take him, especially with that poison continuing to hurt him? Would it be enough to win the fight? And here we start to see flashbacks of Zenitsu's training. Zenitsu is working really hard even after training sessions are over, because now he finally has someone that cares about him, someone that has expectations of him. But even here,
he's not working really hard in that situation when training is over. Well, he says that he is.
Yes.
Sorry.
We see him running.
I practice secretly on my own too. I barely even sleep. So he's practicing on his own and he's still not good.
Away and being afraid of the old man's harsh training a lot of the times. Unfortunately for him though, one of the other students does not like him. He says that Zenitsu is wasting Jigoro's time. He says that Zenitsu is useless because he can only do one attack. Even here, Zenitsu just can't catch a break from this constant attack on his self-esteem. This guy is probably his first ever classmate, and even he makes Zenitsu doubt himself.
Pause.
One day, Zenitsu...
We don't know he's his first ever classmate. We don't know their relationship. Don't just assume that. Don't just put that on there just to make this situation more impactful.
Hey, why can he only learn that one form? We're just not thinking about these things. Oh, be sad. You suck because you can only learn one. Why? Oh, I can learn all of them but one. Why?
It's not like Tanjiro is just like, well, I just can't do the 8th form.
Yeah.
He can do all of them.
And so I'm cooked with this fight against Rui because I need all of them to do the 10th form.
The old man says, okay, Zenitsu, you managed to learn one, and that's something. It's more than I expected from you. The thing is, if you can only do one thing, then do it superbly. Polish it to the utmost of the utmost.
So he recognized you're not going to be able to do the other ones. Why not? And by the way, we know maybe half of the other ones. And the rest are just made up for the video games. Just like 80% of the other styles.
Yep. We see like 3 sound things.
And then the rest are just made up for the games.
But clap, because number go up.
Had had enough, and he climbed up onto the top of a tree and said he was done with training and that he was useless because he could only perform one attack. Even after all this time, he still feels this way, just for a different reason now. Like I said, it's not easy to completely change so quickly, especially because
but you've had months and years to do so. You've been a demon slayer for months, upwards to a year, because I think they had to spend like 6 months of recovery for that spider. At some point,
at what time? Hashtag Manga Boy says that it's the death of the mentor. But you think that we would see little glimpses of things. And just the don't put your hands on this girl is not enough.
he's still being harassed, and honestly, it's much more realistic this way, because healing does take a lot of time. And this is where we get Zenitsu's ultimate lesson. Jigoro sits him down and tells him something that inspired not only Zenitsu, but also me. Yes, Zenitsu only knows one move. However, that alone is cause for celebration. The fact that you learned one thing is proof that you can learn another. But it's fine even if you don't.
But he doesn't learn another! He creates another, and how do you do that?
He doesn't learn enough. Why did the old man send him to?
Yeah, like he was ready or something.
It's essentially to his death. Because we do not see him do this while he's awake.
And we don't see the old man get to see him asleep and doing these things. Or Zenitsu goes to sleep, he sees it, and he just goes like, oh, so you must be ready. Like it's a misunderstanding. He thinks he's awake and just training, but he's asleep doing this awesome
But then you would hear Zenitsu being dragged away, just going, what am I ready for? I can't even do anything. And then the old man just, nah, you can do it.
I seen it, you did it.
I seen it. But it doesn't make sense that he would just send him there. You know one thing.
You wouldn't send somebody to college if they only know
math.
Yeah.
There are going to be situations where Form 2 whatever is useful. But this dude presumably can only travel in a straight line with a quick draw. And you just send him out there for 7 days. It doesn't make sense.
So what is the fake second form? Second form would be
Master is in his
Rice Spirit. Oh, this would actually happen. Keigaku releases 5 arch slashes accompanied by lightning in quick succession.
Lightning?
Yep.
We've had this discussion.
Yep.
Master that one move to its utmost limit.
But he doesn't.
No. His sleeping form just goes, I'm doing this move, and now I'm doing it 8-fold, and now it's Godspeed.
Whatever that means.
What is Zenitsu personally doing to train that form better?
If we saw him while they're doing the Hashira training, the deep breathing thing, him trying it, him improving it while he's awake, we would see, okay, he knows what he's doing, and then he's applying that to when he's asleep. But we don't see that. We don't know what the applications are to this. We don't know what he knows while he's awake. So him doing this while he's asleep to the utmost of utmost means nothing, because we just have to assume that he knows what he's doing when he's asleep, or he learned it all when he's asleep, or he learned it all when he's awake, but he's just applying it when he's asleep. We don't know. So it's all just going to be assumptions, and whatever assumptions we're going to make is going to be the most logical thing for us. So it's always going to be a 10 out of 10.
Perfected beyond perfection, master it beyond mastery, and become the most durable blade of them all.
Pause.
It's only...
But it would be very helpful if we saw another lightning breathing,
Yes.
another thunder breather, who could not do it as well as Zenitsu. We don't know his proficiency in that.
Yes. Is this mastered?
Is this mastered?
Could this guy do it better than Zenitsu?
I don't know, because this is the only mother that we see do thunderclap and flash, because the other mother can't do it for some reason.
one technique, but it's all you need.
No, it's
And
not
this-
all you need, because if it's all that you need, why does Tanjiro have 10 forms? Why did Muff and Giyu make an 11th form?
Why did Zenitsu make a 7th form?
There are different applications for different moves. You can't just be like, this is all he needs. Apparently not if he's just going, Godspeed. No.
Hit me hard. For the longest time in my life, I never had that one thing I was an expert at. That one thing I was specialized
Pause.
in. I never did anything.
Most people will never get that.
No, I don't know what I'm special at.
Yeah.
I am okay at editing. Okay at music production. I think I can write a good script.
Hope for 6s and 7s across the board, and maybe an 8.
And once you get that 8, you're like, wow, I'm really eating it up. I ate that shit.
Yeah, you obviously got the mother that can play a guitar and just pick it up and you just go, yep, that's them.
Yeah, you get an 11-year-old kid just on the piano. This is like,
Charlie Simpson, the lead singer of Fight Star, he has a Patreon.
you see, I didn't roll my eyes.
Because you understand.
He is a good singer.
He's a very good singer. He's so good. But he has a Patreon where he covers music. And he can play the guitar, piano, drums, bass. And he just does Fight Star songs where he's just all the instruments. And you just go, well, I just don't understand that. That's just beyond my... Did you see like those videos of them just going, I'm going to draw Beyonce, Rihanna.
Oh, yeah, with
all at the same time. You just go, well, you're just a monster.
I can't remember if that was
robot.
fake or not.
I don't think it's fake.
But yeah, it was just how do you think about something like that and then think you can do it and then try it and then do it?
So stuff like that, you got those 10s out of 10s, people.
Yeah, you're gonna have a kid actor that's already a 10 and they're just gonna grow up as a 10 actor for the rest of their lives. And then you have people that are working at it to become an 8.
I don't think that it's good to just be like, ooh, I can't wait for my 10 to come. Because sometimes it just never comes, and you just gotta be happy that you're a 7 at something.
And that you're working your way up to an 8. If you enjoy that thing.
Or you're bringing that 3 up to a 4. Whatever that is.
Consistently. Whenever I started a new hobby or activity, after a week or two, I would hit a ceiling. A level of skill I just couldn't get past.
Then you just didn't want it hard enough.
No,
you weren't enjoying it, or you weren't in it for the right reasons.
Yep.
Who picks up a guitar and is amazing the first time? Obviously, some people, but everybody's gonna suck when you start something. It's the people that want that push past that.
It took me 3 years to get out of pools at a major tournament. 3 years of consistently, and you can check the YouTube channel. I was playing almost daily sometimes. It's 3-4 times a day. Legit 6-7 hours of footage of just me playing fighting games. And it took me 3 years to get out of pools. Some people just rock up and they're a prodigy. It is what it is. You can't just be like, oh, it's been a week and I've hit my ceiling of guitar playing. I guess
I'm not the keyboard guy. Like, keep at it.
Keep at it.
Or don't keep at it, but you didn't want to do that. You weren't having fun, or you weren't enjoying it, or you were just doing it to find your niche. And if you're just doing it like, well, I gotta be something, maybe I'm a guitar guy. Nope, I guess I'm not a guitar guy because I didn't instantly learn it. Violin? Nope, that ain't it.
Now it's different when you're a young kid and your parents are trying to find the thing you enjoy. So they might give you piano lessons for a week and you're just like, I'm not really feeling it. They might give you guitar and eventually you might find, hey, I really love the cello. And then you keep working at the cello. It's different for that, and you just picking up a toy and going, I've hit my ceiling with this toy, let me try this toy. Sure, what was the first good AMV we created? I don't mean pretty good, I mean good.
Years.
Legitimate.
And instead of pushing on and continuing to practice or learn, I would get impatient and simply stop doing it.
That's a you problem! Yeah. I was getting more than fighting game tournaments local and major. And you know what I did? Kept going. Months in the community hate me in the local community. Months said they wanted to punch me in the face. And you know what I did? Kept showing up.
But that's the thing that he said. He got impatient. He wanted that instant, bam, look at that drawing. It's like that. It just doesn't work like that for most people.
I just didn't know the bliss of mastering a skill. Like Zenitsu.
And you wanted that in a week?
I still don't know the bliss of mastering a skill. I can't think of anything I've mastered.
I've been doing my art for... oh my goodness. It's been like 7 or 8 years?
Yeah. That pepper and ruined you.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I look at the person that I'm essentially emulating and I'm just go, I'm still not as effortlessly good as her.
And then on top of that, you gotta look at the amount that you've done. Like 300-400. And these takes days of time.
And she was just like, yo, here you go. Just easy done. And I'm not like, yo, I want to master. Yo, I want to be as good as her. I'm just like, I want to be like, just effortless like she is. And that's my whole thing. I'm just like, because I'm very like overthinky with this. Because it looks like
everybody is. When you really love something, it's just like, duh, I just want to be wherever that level is. Because you look at somebody like Because I'm Bored, she'll stream her making an AMV, and it's the most neurotic. Yeah. she'll spend an hour on like 7 frames. It's just like, nope. All right, that's good.
Come in like I wanted to.
Nope.
It was good 45 minutes ago.
No, it wasn't.
You realize you just improved it like 1%, but that 1% to us looking at it is probably, it improved it 80% to her because
you reworked like your entire in AMV because you thought of a better idea.
Mm-hmm. It was a better idea.
That's just the way it gets sometimes, especially in a creative sense.
Yeah, but that's what it is. It's just being creative. It's not just a light bulb mastering thing. It is a working process. And you're going to get in your own mind about this. You're going to get in your own head like, oh boy, this does suck. I look at some of my art in my wall and I'm just like, this sucks. What was I doing?
There were times where I would need to take a break from fighting games because I would go to the local, lose, bust out the door, go for like a 30-minute walk, come back and just go, I gotta go. Yeah. Like, I do not want to be here right now.
You drop an AMV for a week or two, come back and just go, oh, I know what I'm doing now. It's the creative process, and it's more than just doing it. It's thinking about it. It's looking at it from different angles. It's recognizing that this is bad. How do I get above this bad thing? How do I get out of this bad thing? How do I get better at this?
And it's not even creative, because you can look at just your skills from your job. The first time you start working at a fast food restaurant, that first month and month 8 are totally different people.
Yep. Y'all saw me when I was driving. I turned and go, that was a bad turn. That's me going, get better at this. This is a fault. Don't do this next time.
I saw you backed into the driveway because you're still trying to do more of that. Because it's not just, hey, let me stay in my lane. It's in level 1.
Nope, we can't do it. We can't do it.
Are we sure we can't do it?
We can't do it.
We have a lot of time here.
We can't do it. We can't do it. We can do it. I
wait
hope,
for Saturday.
I hope there's time.
There is going to be time.
Holy crap.
That was one of his worst ever.
Legitimately. And for nothing.
So I'd gotten used to this lifestyle, knowing that it was wrong. No one really told me otherwise, so...
You knew it was wrong, and yet you kept going down the same path. That is a you problem.
Yes.
If I know I'm doing something wrong, and I just keep doing that wrong thing, I can't look at other people like, why didn't you tell me I was doing the wrong thing? It's my fault for recognizing the wrong thing and doing nothing about it.
I kept going, trying new things, and then giving up when I started losing. It was a horrible mindset, and I was aware of it. I just didn't know how to fix it.
Keep going. Stop picking up new things.
Yes,
you drop something
thing.
and then you drop your violin and just going, I shouldn't drop this violin. And then you pick up a bass.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
That's all that is. I don't know how you understand what you're doing, but you're making the choice to put something down and pick something up, knowing that it's a bad idea, instead of just sticking with that and just going, I don't know how to get out of this cycle.
And pushing through the frustration and all of that stuff to become better. Triton whole thing was just like, I want to win, I want to win, I want to win. And now it's just like, hey, let's not do that. And they got so much better. Because I ran through her with that, and Luigi's DA was there. And then the second time we played, she ran through me. What do you want me to do? You got better. Because you stuck with it and you pushed through instead of going, I'm going to play another game. Because Smash ain't it. And that's what this guy is doing. Smash, I'm losing in Smash. It's time to pick up Tekken.
Dragon Ball Fighters.
Kept running away. Although I didn't realize it at the time, Master Jigoro's philosophy was exactly what I needed. When I finally started to try to change my lifestyle around, I was reminded of this journey.
So now you're trying!
Yeah, that's what it is. I don't... You're trying to change your lifestyle around by doing what? By being really good at the one thing like you were trying to do before?
Or just sticking with things longer than the week of, oh my god, it's over.
But that's not what he said. He said to do one thing until you're perfect at that one thing. And that's what Homeboy was trying to do. He was trying to master things, but then he wasn't able to do so.
Lifestyle around, I was reminded of this journey. Zenitsu's journey.
There is no journey.
It is a desire.
This is the first, 10% of a journey. There's nothing here.
Aruma had a journey. What is Zenitsu's journey?
He started off as a scared, whiny boy. Dude was just like, you got to be better. And then we flash forward and he's a scared and whiny boy. What journey is this? He's not overcoming this.
There was a line you said from Aruma a long time ago. And I was just like, whatever. And then I saw the line and I went, oh my God, this is amazing.
What was the line?
It is a gentleman's
It
honor.
is a gentleman's honor to monopolize a woman's time. How?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I was on the next chapter and I went back and read that.
It's one of the coldest lines I've ever experienced.
It is a great line from someone who gives a dude.
It is a gentleman's honor to monopolize a woman's time. It is one of the best muff. It's so good.
And that's a guy that's not trying to change.
No.
He's just like, I'm just doing this because I want to be popular.
Yeah.
I'm being brave and getting hurt for popularity. So maybe women will like me.
I suck. I'm not brave, but this is what women want.
Similarly, I was reminded of a few words that inspired me. The words that taught Zenitsu, as well as me, an invaluable lesson.
Pause. But it's not just good enough to learn one thing, because you can't just walk into college without doing general studies. You need that. You need that basic competency. Yes, you can be a 10 in math, but you can't be a 2 in English. You will not pass.
Yeah, imagine you're in report card is all D minuses and an A plus in math.
This is all F's and an A, because he cannot do those things.
It's all I's, incomplete,
Yes.
and an A plus. Who's accepting you in college? Are you even gonna graduate?
This month is going to Japan, can't speak Japanese, but he knows numbers, so he's passing math, but everything else is nothing. You can't just be all A's and all F's and an A. It's not a good lesson.
Is he just
This
playing
isn't-
this whole thing? He's not gonna say anything else. He's just playing it.
Back.
Okay, cool.
He said don't give up, but he is giving up. What does he do for the spider thing? The first thing that he does is run away. They go, we gotta go into this forest. He goes, no, we don't. And he lets them go. He's not giving up. He is actively giving up and then passing out and being possessed. If he was muttering right here while he sleep, don't give up, just believe, you could just go, okay, he's internalizing those words from his grandfather. This is what the grandfather wants me to be, so I'm gonna be this in my dreams. But he's not doing, give me anything with the sleep stuff.
Using this advice, Zenitsu charges up an insanely powerful first form attack and finishes off his opponent in a single move.
It is 8 moves, but okay.
Zenitsu's story shows us
You say that like it's a spectacular thing when you said that all he has is this one move.
Yeah, he finished off that first demon in a one strike.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
the
Hashtag
importance of mastering
not
a
manga
skill,
boys.
of honing a single aspect till you know it like the back of your hand. It teaches us the value of hard work, as well as dedication towards a single purpose. And most importantly, his story teaches us that there's more to a person than what's on the surface. Not everyone is annoying for the sake of being annoying, and the way you treat them might even make matters worse.
Pause. Why is he annoying? Because he's an orphan. That is the beginning and end of why he's annoying. He was annoying coming into the orphanage.
Yeah.
He's annoying because he's scared. He's scared because he's an orphan. This is not a good enough reason for me to be like, oh, well, I guess I can't judge books by a cover. No, I can still do that. You're still annoying, even though I know the reason why you're annoying.
Yeah, it sucks for you that you're annoying, but you are annoying.
But you are the thing.
It's just like when Patrice told that story of old dude when he went to jail who wouldn't take showers and after he got out, he's still like that. He's still stuck. Okay, I understand why you ain't take showers, but you're smelling now.
You stink.
What do you want me to do? Not say you smelling? Because you smelling.
Y'all talk about me about not being able to handle spicy foods
Every day.
But you know the situation that happened with that.
Yes, and I don't
and
care.
It's still just like, well, you little bit, ooh, pepper. It's like, oh yeah, pepper.
Yeah, you little baby.
Yeah. Now I'm on this dude's side now. +8.
However, even though he's a scaredy cat, a crybaby, and constantly complains, the fact is that Zenitsu always sees it through to the end.
But he doesn't.
He doesn't. A person within him does.
He doesn't go, I need to protect this train.
He goes to sleep and then protects the train.
He goes to sleep and wakes up and the train has been protected. He doesn't know by whom. He has no sense of gratification that I saved these people. It is just done.
He went to sleep and woke up with the statue. Is he supposed to feel good for having the statue now?
There isn't, I finally nutted up. I finally made my teacher proud. No, the job is done.
After watching that episode, Master Jigoro's lesson really resonated with me. It's a philosophy I constantly try to live by to this day, and anytime I feel like giving up, those words come back to give me a push. It's okay to run away. It's okay to try. But keep believing and don't give up because goddamn, you will get rewarded for all your hard work.
No, not always.
No.
I'm not gonna be a violin player. Sometimes a thing is just not for you. Some 600-pound dude is not gonna be an Olympic runner.
It's just not gonna
give
happen.
up.
Give up. It's too late for you.
It's fine to give up in situations where it's just not hitting, Chief. Where it's over. It's 100% fine in those situations.
You can't expect a 50-year-old man to go into the NFL and be a linebacker or something. You're not built for this anymore.
Obviously, situations where it's just like a third grader, just like, I don't want to go to school anymore. I give up. It's like, nah, you can't give up.
Yes.
No, you need this. But that third grader just like, all right, I'm the president time. It's like, no, kind of, maybe not yet, but
maybe one day.
Hey, give up on being the first 11-year-old president. Maybe that's not your path.
Maybe president is, but this specific subsect of you being the president is not. Give up.
But yeah, you can't just be like, nah, just push forward. Like, no, sometimes it's just not working. I'm not going to be a top-level Dragon Ball Fighters player, but I like just getting on and noodling around with Beerus because he's fun.
And one of my FGC people is one of the best Beeruses in the world.
Didn't ask.
Sure, okay. Tried to connect with my brother a little bit there.
Well, you failed.
If you enjoyed this video, consider liking, subscribing, and all that good stuff. I've been wanting to make a video on Zenitsu for a while, and I thought this would be a good time to try it out.
Yeah,
he's one of my favorite characters.
I don't see how you made the connection of his mentor going, don't give up, don't run away, believe in yourself. And you're taking that as this is a positive for Zenitsu, where he's constantly running away, where he's constantly not believing in himself, and then he just gets taken over.
And I really like him in Demon Slayer, and I'm excited to see more from him in Season 2. Comment.
Hashtag, dude, it's the hardest self-own. It's self-reporting. I don't know what happens. Season 2, boys. Not even, holy crap.
Hashtag not manga,
Not
boy.
even for a second.
One of my favorite characters ever. Can't wait to watch him in the next 3 months and not see him again for like 3 years.
I know there's material out there. I hope that man's alright, because I don't know. And I'll never know.
Season 2. Comment down below who you think is the best character in Demon Slayer and why. Other than that, I guess I'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, that's a -9.
I was going 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, it's understandable to be like, yo, I need inspiration. I need to push forward and all this stuff. You need a reason to keep.
And I'm not gonna knock you for getting it from an anime character or anime series. You get it from wherever you need to get it from.
But I just find it kind of telling that he didn't say what he gave up on and how he applied this lesson
and what he's not giving up on now.
He just said, I learned this lesson. Like, I mean,
it's very much the Zenitsu way of storytelling of just, they picked on me. All right, I guess they did.
And I don't know. I can't be happy for you that you're not giving up.
Or sad that happened.
I'm happy for you or sad that happened. I ain't reading that.
I'm happy for you though. Or sorry that happened.
But I can't go on this journey with you, dude. Because you just went, I'm inspired to keep going. And this helped me do that. And I don't know what happened there. So good for you, I guess, but you didn't prove your point enough to be like, this is the lesson that you would take.
Yeah.
You know, if he showed just like, hey, here was me 6 months ago, skinny little dude, and then he's like, here's me 6 months, and he's a big buff guy. You just go, okay, you know, that's something.
Kept applying it. Or even it's like, here's me 2 years ago, just picking up the guitar, and here's me at my first show. But there's
I've been trying to learn Japanese for years, and I finally pulled the trigger and got Rosetta Stone
or Duolingo.
And then he says a couple sentences in Japanese. You just go, oh, you know, but you just did nothing and just went, this is so great.
I said I did it, and so I did do it.
That's just not enough.
Yep. We do know what we're doing Saturday.
Yes, we do. It's a big chunky wonky.
We should probably start a little earlier on that one, because I don't know how much time we got left. But
that's kind of your job to know these things. But it was ages and ages.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
I think it was right before Keemstar.
Yeah, so we probably got like an hour and something left.
DSP interview. No.
Terrible.
Speaking
of DSP,
okay, so it was 3:51, and it ends at 5. So yeah, about an hour and a half.
Okay.
The Keemstar stuff is obviously gonna be less
more
talking.
of a breeze.
And Keem is there for about an hour, a little over an hour. Oh, he's still there. Yeah, he's there. There's only 15 minutes afterwards. And there's that Gundam thing that's just kind of there.
Yeah, we could kind of skip that.
Yeah, so we can, you know.
It's probably a 3-4 hour stream.
I would really like to get to that because that was horrible.
Yeah, we're gonna get to it.
And we can stick around for longer or whatever.
Yeah. We can start at like noon and have a hard out at like 6 or something.
Yeah, that needs to be done. But yeah, that's Demon Slayer off the list. We're moving on to bigger and better.
No, we're not.
Yeah,
we're never moving.
Always up and over, bigger and
what?
better. That's us.
We're probably gonna do a Coco video, or in My Hero video, or in 2 weeks Dragon Ball video.
No improvement. Number go up. That's the ALX way. Don't give up. Keep pushing forward. You can run away, but come back. That's all we do. And I've said that that's all we do. So that means that's all we do. You know what rhymes with do? We will. I think that was pretty clever. But I'm ruining it by talking now.